I'm here to talk about how Taylor Swift saved America. You might think I'm joking, but I'm not. Taylor Swift is not just a pop star, she's a national hero. Her impact on the music industry and the US economy is nothing short of extraordinary. 2023 has been the year of Taylor Swift, and she's been a shining example of how a rising tide can lift all boats. She's not only entertaining millions of fans, but also playing a pivotal role in boosting the American economy, the class consciousness, and for the ability for creatives to make a legitimate living off their art and performances. She has used her platform, her music, and her influence to fight for democracy, inequality, and justice. She has inspired millions of people to vote, to speak up, and to stand up for what they believe in. She has challenged the status quo, the patriarchy, and the corrupt systems that rule us. She has exposed the lies, the hypocrisy, and the injustice of those in power. She has done more for this country than most politicians, celebrities, or activists. She is the voice of a generation, the leader of a movement, and the savior of a nation. That's why I'm here to tell you how Taylor Swift saved America. Now, I wouldn't go and say that Taylor Swift should be called Comrade Taylor from this point forward, but she does a good job of showing how people in high places of influence can use their platform and fandom to try to make the world a little bit better of a place than how they entered it. Taylor Swift is not only a pop superstar, but also a champion for the rights of musicians. She has been vocal about the unfair practices of the music industry, especially the streaming service Spotify, which she accused of paying artists too little and taking away their control over their own music. The controversy between Taylor Swift and Spotify started in 2014 when Taylor Swift decided to remove her entire catalog from Spotify just before the release of her fifth album, 1989. She explained her decision in an op-ed for the Wall Street Journal, where she wrote, "If I had streamed the new album, it's impossible to try to speculate what would have happened, but all I can say is that music is changing so quickly and the landscape of the music industry itself is changing so quickly that everything new, like Spotify, all feels a little bit like a grand experiment, and I'm not willing to contribute my life's work to an experiment that I don't feel fairly compensates the writers, producers, artists, and creators of this music, and I just don't agree with perpetuating the perception that music has no values and should be free." Also, a lot of people were suggesting to me that I try putting new music on Spotify with Shake It Off, and I was so open-minded about it. I thought, I will try this. I'll see how it feels. It didn't feel right to me. I felt like I was saying to my fans, if you create music someday, if you create a painting someday, someone can just walk into a museum, take it off the wall, rip off a corner of it, and it's theirs now, and they don't have to pay for it. I didn't like the perception that I was putting forth, and so I decided to change the way that I was doing things. She argued that Spotify was devaluing music by offering it for free or at a low cost, and that artists deserve to be paid more for their work. She also pointed out that Spotify's payouts were not going directly to the artists but to the record labels, who often took a large cut. Spotify responded by saying that they respected Swift's decision, but that they hoped that she would change her mind. They claimed that they were paying artists fairly and that streaming was actually helping the music industry grow. They also said that they were huge fans of Taylor Swift and that they missed their music on her platform. She continued to criticize Spotify and other streaming services for exploiting artists and preventing them from owning their own music. She also encouraged her fans to buy her albums instead of streaming them, saying that it was a way of showing appreciation and support. The feud between Swift and Spotify lasted for several years, with both sides exchanging arguments and criticisms. Swift accused Spotify of being greedy and disrespectful, while Spotify accused Swift of being selfish and out of touch. The fans were divided between those who supported Swift's stance and those who wanted to listen to her music on Spotify. In 2017, Swift surprised everyone by returning her music to Spotify and other streaming services. She did this on the same day that her rival, Katy Perry, released her new album, Witness. Some speculated that this was a strategic move to overshadow Perry's album, while others saw it as a sign of reconciliation with Spotify. However, Swift's return to streaming did not mean that she had given up on her fight for the rights of musicians. In 2019, she announced that she had signed a new deal with Universal Music Group, UMG, which gave her more control over her music rights. She also revealed that she planned to re-record her first 6 albums, which were owned by her former label, Big Machine Records, BMR. She said that she did this because she wanted to own her own music and prevent it from being sold or used without her consent. Swift's deal with UMG was groundbreaking for another reason. It included an unprecedented provision that promised to give a portion of UMG's earnings from Spotify shares to its artists. That meant that not only Swift, but all of UMG's artists would benefit from the streaming revenue that UMG received from its stake in Spotify. This provision was huge, and this was a huge win for Taylor Swift and other musicians, people who had long complained about the low payouts from streaming services. It also showed that Swift was not fighting for herself alone, but for the whole music community. She later wrote on her Instagram, "I see this as a sign that we are headed towards positive change for creators, a goal I'm never going to stop trying to help achieve." Swift's new deal with UMG was a step towards the ideal she penned in her July 2014 op-ed for the Wall Street Journal, where she envisioned a future where art would be properly valued and the industry would survive. In my opinion, the value of an album is and will continue to be based on the amount of heart and soul an artist has bled into a body of work. The fact remains that artists see pennies at best from streaming performances, and holding the record labels that house them accountable for sharing the wealth that they make off the art of others is a major win. UMG's artists will be offered the equivalent of Spotify equity and hopefully see a shift in how they are viewed and treated. After all, the record labels wouldn't be rolling in dough without them. Swift has proven that she has bled a lot of heart and soul into her music, and that she is willing to stand up for what she believes in. She has also inspired other artists to do the same and to demand fair compensation and respect for their work. By challenging Spotify and negotiating with UMG, Swift has improved the entire music industry and has made it more sustainable for everyone.
Taylor, first off, if you've made it this far, here's a little secret. If you click the like button, it shoots out confetti and it gives you a quick little dopamine hit. So go ahead and try that now.
Taylor's 10th studio album, Midnights, came out on October 21st, 2022, and received rave reviews and huge sales. On November 1st, she revealed on Good Morning America and on social media that she would go on a 6-concert tour called the Eras Tour to perform songs from Midnights and all of her previous albums. The tickets for the US shows were supposed to be available to the public on November 18th, 2022. Capital One cardholders and fans who registered for the Ticketmaster Verified Fan Program had early access on November 15th. Swift ditched the platinum ticket model for the tour, and Ticketmaster said that the Verified Fan Program was designed to prevent bots and scalpers from getting tickets and to give more tickets to more real fans. It also warned that if the demand was higher than the supply, some verified fans might be randomly selected for the presale. USA Today also noted that the ticket prices for the Nashville shows could be changed based on demand. Greg Maffei, the chairman of Live Nation, told CNBC on November 16th that Ticketmaster expected 1.5 million verified fans, but 14 million showed up. "We could have filled 900 stadiums," he said in a statement. He also went on to explain that 3.5 million fans pre-registered for the Verified Fan Program, the largest in their entire history, but only 1.5 million were allowed to buy first, as only 40% of invited fans actually show up and buy tickets, and most purchase an average of about 3 tickets. However, their site was overwhelmed by the staggering number of fans and bots, resulting in 3.5 billion total system requests, 4 times their previous peak. Therefore, Ticketmaster tried to slow down the sale by waitlisting more customers to stabilize the systems, which made the queue and waiting time longer. The company confirmed on November 17th that the public on sale was canceled as well because of the high demand. Taylor Swift was furious and displeased with the ticket fiasco. She posted a statement on her Instagram story on November 18th, 2022, saying that she cared about her fans and wanted them to have a good experience. She said that she did not trust Ticketmaster to handle the relationship with her fans. She said that she asked Ticketmaster several times if they could handle the demand, and they assured her that they could. Ticketmaster went on to apologize to Taylor and her fans on Twitter on the very same day, but they also said that only less than 5% of the tickets for the tour have been sold or posted for resale on the secondary market, like StubHub. They denied any anti-competitive practices and said that they were under a consent decree with the Justice Department since their merger with Live Nation in 2010. Some fans also use their tight-knit community on social media to create accounts like @Eras Tour Resale and TS Tour Connect to help each other buy and sell tickets at face value. They use spreadsheets, Google Forms, and online bulletin boards to organize the ticket exchanges. Eras Tour Resale was led by 3 Swifties, Courtney Johnston, Shanette Gary, and Angel Richards. They verified the tickets through screen recordings and confirmation emails and posted the listings of tickets. According to the New York Times, Eras Tour Resale alone arranged over 1,300 ticket transactions between fans as of March 2023. It just goes to show you that it's pretty clear that Swifties can definitely be a lot more reliable and efficient than Ticketmaster. And they did all this for free. Some Swifties decided to take legal action against Ticketmaster because of all this nonsense. They formed a group called Vigilante Legal LLC, inspired by the 2022 song Vigilante Shit. The group had over 50 professionals with backgrounds in law, government, public relations, and computer science. The group was founded by Blake Barnett, an American lawyer and a fan to Swift. She said that she had received over 1,200 responses from fans as of November 18th, 2022. Vigilante Legal also collected evidence from fans who experienced discriminatory and questionable service from Ticketmaster, including a possible violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990. The group has been collecting complaints to bring forward to the Federal Trade Commission and the Attorney Generals within each U.S. state. In addition, a Gen Z activist group called Voters of Tomorrow launched an antitrust campaign called Swift. Swifties working to increase fairness from Ticketmaster on November 17th to fight Ticketmaster's monopoly over live entertainment. They wanted to bring together Gen Z organizers to advocate for legislation expanding federal authority to oversee and prevent future monopolies around entertainment. They also wanted to teach Ticketmaster a lesson for messing with their queen, Taylor Swift. The Senate Judiciary Committee ended up having a 3-hour-long hearing on November 18th titled "That's the Ticket: Promoting Competition and Protecting Consumers in Live Entertainment." And oh my god, that is just such a terrible title. The hearing was broadcast live so everyone could watch Ticketmaster get roasted. During this hearing, the senators from both parties railed Ticketmaster Representative Joe Berchtold, who is the company's chief financial officer. They asked him about Ticketmaster's monopolistic practices, policies, ticket costs, lack of transparency, lack of defense against bots, and insensitivity to music artists. Berchtold apologized for the debacle but denied any monopoly or fraud. He blamed industrial-scale ticket scalping and unprecedented number of bots for the problems, the exact things that he said that he would be able to prevent, or his company. He also said that they could have done some things better, like staggering the sales and setting fan expectations. He did not say what those expectations were, but I'm assuming they were something along the lines of don't expect to get tickets. After the hearing, Billboard said that the politicians from both parties saw Ticketmaster as a winning political issue and an opportunity to reach their constituents who hated Ticketmaster. The Washington Post columnist Helene Olin said that the Ticketmaster fiasco was so bad that it united the parties, while CNN journalist Allison Morrow wrote that Swift's fan united the parties in a way that the founding fathers had ever failed to anticipate. Fred Rosen, the former CEO of Ticketmaster, was not impressed by the fans' outrage, however. He told the LA Times, "The public brought all this on itself. I have no sympathy for people whining about high ticket prices. They helped create this situation where artists have to make all their money on tour. Artists and the market set the prices. You can't pay a Motel 6 price and stay at the Four Seasons. Pshaw." He also said that there was no solution that would not piss off people more. He sounded like someone who had never stayed at a Motel 6 or listened to Taylor Swift, just a completely devoid life. One of the fans who sued Ticketmaster, Penny Harrison, told CNN, "It has nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster is the only venue in town. It's the only place to get tickets. tickets. The hope is that in 10 years from now that they'll look back and say that this was a turning point. This was when competition branched out and ticket prices came down. Based as hell, we always stand the dismantling of monopolistic entities. The lawsuit also said that millions of fans waited up to 8 hours and were unable to purchase tickets as a result of insufficient ticket release, and that Ticketmaster intentionally provided codes when it could not satisfy demands. Taylor Swift's fans, with their passion and persistence, were able to strike a blow to Ticketmaster's monopoly and influence lawmakers to pass bills that protect consumers' rights and interests in live entertainment. Several states such as New York, Washington, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Texas, and California enacted or proposed legislation that aimed to crack down on scalping, dynamic pricing, bots, and hidden fees in the ticket market. This is including but not limited to the T-Swift Consumer Protection Act, House File 1989, obvious reference to the album, and the Save Our Swifties bill from professional boo generator Greg Abbott. Ticketmaster, on the other hand, refused to comment on its lobbying efforts, but it claimed that it was being targeted by misinformation peddled by scalpers. Thanks to Swift, her fans, and misinformation peddled by scalpers, music lovers across the country now have a better chance of seeing their favorite artists without having to worry about breaking the bank.
So before we go into the next half of this, I just want to say, it's pretty interesting how, in reflection, Taylor Swift's impact on American society is both profound and enduring. Throughout her remarkable career, it's evident that 2023 has pretty much marked the apex of her influence. She began as a teenage country singer and gracefully transitioned into a global pop sensation, all while maintaining a relatively low level of personal drama that she herself caused. With each album she released, her career flourished and grew exponentially, making her into a powerhouse not just across the music industry, but across every industry right now.
Eras Tour is not only a musical phenomenon, it's also an economic powerhouse. It is expected to surpass the $1 billion mark in gross revenue, making it the largest tour in history, eclipsing Elton John's previous record of about $993 million. The tour shows no signs of slowing down, as more dates may be added to meet the overwhelming demand. But Taylor Swift is not just making money for herself, she's also sharing her wealth with the people who make her show possible. From dancers to technicians and catering staff, she recently gave out bonuses totaling over $55 million to her crew, including $100,000 each to the truck drivers who transport her stage and equipment. She's showing her gratitude and generosity to the hardworking individuals who literally make her look good night after night with zero issues. And her impact goes beyond her own team. The Eras Tour is estimated to generate a staggering $5 billion in consumer spending in the United States alone. That's more than the GDP of some countries. So if Taylor Swift were an economy, she'd be one of the top 50 in the world. A survey by Question Pro reveals that fans attending the Eras Tour spare no expense to make their experience unforgettable. They spend money on concert tickets, clothing, hotels, travel arrangements, and dining in various cities. They also buy merchandise, stream her music, and follow her on social media. The economic influence is evident when we look at cities like Chicago, where Swift recently performed. Hotel demand reached unprecedented levels, with occupancy rates hitting an all-time high of 96.8% during her stay. That's higher than any other event in the city's history. In Glendale, Arizona, the opening night of her concert brought in more revenue for local businesses than even the Super Bowl. That's right, Swift has been delivering the equivalent of 2 or 3 Super Bowls every weekend during her tour. Taylor Swift is not just a pop superstar, she is a super economy. She is creating jobs, boosting tourism, and stimulating growth wherever she goes. And on top of that, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is a concert film that showcases the singer's musical journey from her debut in 2006 to her latest release in 2023. The film was shot during the SAG-AFTRA actors strike, strike, which has been going on since July 2023 and is actually recently wrapped up as of this recording. This strike has affected many Hollywood productions as actors have refused to work under the current contract terms with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, AMPTP. However, Swift was able to film her concert documentary with the approval of SAG-AFTRA as it did not involve dramatic acting or writing. The production also had to follow an interim agreement that met the same standards that the union is seeking in their negotiations, such as fair pay, safe working conditions, and adequate breaks. The concert film has generated a lot of buzz among Swift's fans, who have eagerly awaited the chance to see their idol perform live in real life on the big screen. The tickets for the movie went on sale on August 31st and quickly became the biggest pre-sale ever, breaking the record previously held by Avengers Endgame. Swifties bought tickets worth $26 million in a single day, making it the most anticipated movie of the fall season. The film itself is projected to gross over $100 million at the domestic box office, which would make it the highest-selling concert documentary of all time. The current record holders are Justin Bieber, Never Say Never, with 73 million, and Michael Jackson, This Is It, with 72.1 million. Swift's popularity and influence is so immense that even other filmmakers have acknowledged her power and adjusted their release dates accordingly. Jason Blum, the producer of the horror sequel Exorcist Believer, announced that he would move his movie a week forward, from October 13th to October 6th, to avoid competing with Swift's Era Tour. He posted the change of date on his social media accounts with a witty reference to Swift's lyrics, "Look what you made me do." Blum's decision shows how much respect he has for Swift and her fan base, as well as how confident he is in his own move. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour is not only a celebration of her music and career, but is also a testament to her impact and influence in the entertainment industry. She has managed to film a concert documentary during a major strike, secure a waiver from said people striking, break pre-sale records, and make other filmmakers move their release dates. She has once again proven that she is a force to be reckoned with and a trailblazer in her own field. On September 24th, 2023, the Taylor Swift effect reached the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Taylor Swift's presence at the Kansas City Chiefs game versus the Chicago Bears had a huge impact on the popularity of the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, go Chiefs, and Travis Kelce. According to Fanatics, the e-commerce partner of the NFL, Kelce's jersey sales skyrocketed after Swift was spotted wearing his number 87 shirt. A rep for Fanatics told people that Kelce was one of the top 5 selling NFL players on Sunday and saw a nearly 400% spike in sales throughout their network of sites. Google Trends data also showed that searches for Travis Kelce jersey were 12 times higher than average and surpassed searches for quarterback Patrick Mahomes jersey for the first time ever in history. Kelce also delivered on the field, scoring a touchdown in the third quarter and helping absolutely embarrass the Bears in a game that ended 41-10. We love to see it. Swift was seen cheering next to Travis Kelce's mother as the cameras panned to her throughout the game. The broadcast drew in 24.3 million viewers, making it the weekend's most watched NFL game. The ratings also showed a significant increase in female viewers, especially in the 12 to 17 age group. Swift's mere presence at a football game overshadowed the announcement that Usher would be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show later in February. This is actually somewhat ironic given the fact that Swift reportedly turned down an offer to do the same show last September. Swift has been pretty vocal about her criticism of the NFL and its treatment of artists and musicians. Swift's influence did not stop at the stadium. The Chiefs gained over 13,000 followers on Instagram on Sunday compared to about 2,000 on Friday and Saturday combined. The ticket sales and searches for Chiefs games also increased by nearly threefold on StubHub, the ticket resale platform. This is true for both home and away games, including the upcoming match against the New York Jets Jets at MetLife Stadium. The NFL responded to the PR blitz by embracing Swift and her fans. They changed their TikTok profile to note the day that Taylor Swift made the NFL relevant, and their Twitter profile to include Taylor's version, a reference to her re-recorded songs. They also updated their profile picture with a photo of Swift at Sunday's game next to Kelsey's mom. Other teams started making Swift-focused content to ride the wave of popularity as well, but they're not the Chiefs, so they don't matter. Speaking of the Chiefs, their locker room was absolutely buzzing with, gossip and rumors and jokes and stuff about Swift after Sunday's game. Coach Andy Reid, we stand a king, joked that he set up Kelsey and Swift, while Mahomes said he was under pressure to throw a touchdown pass to Kelsey. Mahomes also revealed that Kelsey told him at the last minute that Swift was attending the game and that Mahomes didn't know if it was true or not. He thought that, Travis was kind of just messing with him. Kelsey is not the only one benefiting from the Taylor Swift effect, though. The entire football scene is getting a much needed shot in the arm from Swift's star power and fan base. She has brought more attention, excitement, and revenue to the sport, as well as more respect and appreciation for the artists who perform at its events. From an NFL perspective, this is big because it felt like the sport had already reached or was nearing its absolute saturation point in the US. Attendance at games is actually up from the pre-pandemic levels. In 2022, nearly 97% of all tickets were sold. But in recent years, the NFL has made a very strong push to expand its market overseas, especially in Europe with the NFL International Series, a select number of games each year that are played in other countries. Meanwhile, Swift shows up to a game and suddenly there's a surge of TikToks where people are explaining to their football-obsessed partners that Travis Kelce will become famous now. Sure, it's a gag, but there is a level of truth to it. Before Sunday, Kelce wasn't even among the 10 most popular jerseys for sale, and this is according to the NFL. On Sunday, he was among the top 5. While Kelce is one of the best players in American football and a future Hall of Famer, I'm sure, a comparison of their earnings shows just how far Swift is in another universe. Sport Track reports that Kelce will make about $12.3 million this season trying to help the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowls. Nothing to sneeze at. But in comparison, Taylor Swift made $13 million each night during her US leg of her concert tour. In his 11 seasons in the league, Spark Trek has also noted that Travis Kelce has made just over $77 million. According to Forbes, Swift has made $92 million in 2022 alone. And that was before the Eras Tour this year, which has been an economic juggernaut. Her cut of the revenue is expected to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And Fortune said that they were very conservative on the estimate of their calculations. She also has a net worth of $740 million, and with the help of the Eras Tour, which is also going to be a blockbuster film, she's expected to reach billionaire status soon. Like, Taylor Swift could literally pay host her own football game, be the halftime performance, pay each player a cool $1 million to be there, and provide tickets for all of her fans, and somehow still come out profitable due to smart negotiations and revenue from larger ROI items like merch. This woman's cats are worth more than Travis Kelce. Like, maybe she should look into buying the NFL or a football team when she's done making music. That would be cool. I'd be down to see what she would do with that.
Taylor Swift is not only a pop star, but she is also a powerful voice for democracy. By using her social media platform to urge her millions of fans to register to vote, she has inspired a wave of civic engagement among young people who are often unrepresented in politics. Her message resonated with many of her followers who are looking for ways to make a difference in their country and their future. In October of 2018, she posted a lengthy message on her Instagram account where she has over 200 million followers to announce her support for 2 Democratic candidates in her home state of Tennessee. She endorsed Phil Bredesen, a former governor for the U.S. Senate race, and Jim Cooper, an incumbent congressman for the 5th Congressional District. She explained that she felt compelled to speak out because of the values and issues that matter to her, such as human rights, LGBTQ rights, racial justice, and women's rights. She also urged her fans to register to vote and to educate themselves
themselves on the candidates and their policies. Swift's endorsement was seen as a major political event, as she had previously avoided expressing her political opinions publicly. Some speculated that she was afraid of alienating her fan base, which included many conservatives and rural voters. Others suggested that she wanted to keep her personal views private and focus on her music career. However, Swift said that she had been reluctant to voice her political beliefs because she was still trying to form them. She said that she had been influenced by the events of 2016 when Donald Trump won the presidential election, by the 2017 Women's March, which inspired her to become more politically active. Swift's endorsement had a significant impact on the voter registration and turnout in Tennessee and across the country. According to Vote.org, a nonpartisan organization that promotes voter engagement, there was a surge of new voter registrations in Tennessee after Swift's posts. More than 65,000 people registered to vote in the state in October 2018, compared to about the 56,000 in August and September combined. Nationwide, more than 240,000 people registered to vote through Vote.org in the 48 hours following Swift's posts. Many of these new voters are young people who tend to lean Democrat and are fans of Swift's music. However, despite Swift's endorsement and the increased voter participation, the Democrats failed to win the races that Swift had supported. In the U.S. Senate race, President lost to his Republican opponent, Marsha Blackburn, by about 11 percentage points. Blackburn, a staunch ally of Trump and a conservative on social issues, has been criticized by Swift for her voting record on women's rights, LGBTQ rights, and environmental protection. In the 5th congressional district race, Cooper won re-election by a wide margin, but he was already expected to do so as he represented a heavily Democratic district that included Nashville. Swift's endorsement was not enough to overcome the Republican advantage in Tennessee, a traditionally red state that had not elected a Democrat to the U.S. Senate since 1990. Some analysts argue that Swift's endorsement may have even backfired, as it motivated some Republican voters to turn out against her preferred candidates. Others suggested that Swift's endorsement came too late in the campaign season when most voters had already made up their minds. Still, others wanted to point out that celebrity endorsements have limited influence on voters' decisions, as they are more likely to be swayed by their own personal experiences and preferences. Swift's endorsement was a bold and risky move for her career and reputation, big reputation, but it also showed her commitment to her values and beliefs. She said that she felt a responsibility to use her platform and influence for good. She also said that she would continue to be involved in politics and encourage her fans to do the same. She said that she hoped that her endorsement would spark a conversation and inspire more people to vote. On National Voter Registration Day of this year, September 19th, 2023, Taylor Swift made another Instagram post with the call to action of "Make sure you're ready to use them in our elections this year." In the 24 hours after her post, the group received over 38,000 new registrations, which is more than the total number of registrations in August. The post also boosted the traffic to the group's website by over 1,000% in the first hour. The most remarkable effect of Taylor Swift's post was the increase to young voters registering to vote. Vote.org reported a 72% jump in the number of 18-year-olds registering compared to a year ago, and a general boost in young people registering overall. About 65% of the people using Vote.org are 35 and under, which shows that the next generation of voters are very eager to participate in democracy. Taylor Swift's call to action is an example of how celebrities can use their fame and reach to motivate their fans to get involved in politics. By speaking out on issues that matter to her and her audience, she has shown that voting is not only a right, but also a responsibility and an opportunity. She has also demonstrated that young people have the power to shape their own destiny and make their voices heard. Taylor Swift has proven that she is not only a singer-songwriter, but also a leader and an advocate for democracy.
Swift's influence, however, extends far beyond music alone. Her journey serves as a testament to the transformative power of an artist who uses her platform to advocate for fairness, workers' rights, and fan-centered experiences. Her battles against industry giants like Spotify and Ticketmaster illustrate her unwavering commitment to challenging conventional norms and creating a more equitable landscape for both artists and fans. In summary, I would say that Taylor Swift is not merely a pop superstar, but I would also call her a driving force for positive change in the United States. Her dedication to fostering a more inclusive and equitable world is reflected in her music, her advocacy, and her action. Through her fearless approach, she challenges the status quo, inspiring others to do the same. Swift's influence has made all of us feel seen, heard, and loved. She has created a sense of belonging among her devoted fans, the Swifties. It's Taylor's world, and it's not just her journey, it's ours too, and we take pride in being part of her extraordinary legacy. It's Taylor's world, and we're just living in it. Thank you.